Hello everyone, I'm Elena and this is Applewood Tarot. This is another card comparison video, where I compare different iterations of individual tarot cards to see how art affects what I get from them. It helps to expand my understanding and keep things fresh when reading, so I can go by what I see as well as textbook definitions. Maybe it helps you think of your own cards a little differently too, I don't know. Today I'll look at the Emperor. Simply put, the Emperor governs the physical or mundane world that the Empress gave birth to. Where she is the Divine Mother, he is the Divine Father. Her card number was 3, expansion, while his is 4, stability. Nearly everything in the Smith-Waite image speaks to this. The mountains, the throne, his armor are all solid and unyielding. Even his expression is severe. But there is a less obvious, softer side to him. A trickle of river flows behind him, and his clothing, aside from the armor, looks comfortable enough. His hands, representative of his actions, express this duality well. One holds a scepter, a symbol of dominion. He grips it firmly in order to keep it from falling. The other cradles an orb, which represents the world. This sits in the palm of his hand. He doesn't grasp it tightly or possessively. He lets it be, as it was a gift from his partner to watch over. I think a good amount of people take issue with the Emperor because of his position of authority. That can bring up strong feelings for some. But I think of it this way. Imagine a group of people in a car. There can only be one driver, who technically is in charge of where the group goes as a whole. Some respects are paid to the driver. Don't distract him or her too much, no backseat driving, etc. But the driver must also be considerate of the passengers. Be responsible. Don't blast obnoxious music, make unrealistic demands, or whatnot. The destination should also accommodate everyone as best as can be done. This is not a one-to-one analogy, but you can see how there are good, responsible drivers and bad ones that you would be hard-pressed to ever get in a car with. There are also good and bad passengers. You may or may not want anywhere near your own car, or on your commute, or anywhere else. At the top left is the Emperor from the Alice Tarot. He's depicted as the Griffin from Alice in Wonderland. He's a minor character, but notably is ordered by the Queen of Hearts, Wonderland's ruler, to take Alice to visit the Mock Turtle. A lot like a driver. One that likes to speed and run red lights. Despite being ridiculous, as the inhabitants of Wonderland are, it doesn't clash much with griffins of mythology, which still suit the Emperor card well. Griffins are commonly known to symbolize divine power and protect treasure. They are a blend of eagle and lion, the king of birds and the king of beasts. Both are known to be regal and powerful, though you would likely be very intimidated if you ran into either of them in the wild. In regards to elements, they're often assigned to air and fire. These active, masculine elements sit among earth and water, the receptive, feminine elements. Once again, the god rules what the goddess gives him. This dynamic is also seen in the Emperor from Tarot of the Sacred Feminine at the top right. A goddess, though not named in the guidebook, holds up the earth while a divine serpent wraps itself around them, breathing fire. Her dress is reminiscent of a column or pillar, indicating her stability and support of the earth. Her hands are occupied holding it up, so it's the serpent's job to add fire, heat, and life spark to the creatures on earth. There are plenty of myths about humans being gifted fire, which leads to societal enlightenment of one sort or another. Even the word enlightenment implies light, which comes from flame. You could call this snake a flaming serpent, which I find interesting because that's what shooting stars were sometimes called. These, in turn, were taken as messages or gifts. Even today, we wish on shooting stars, so it can add a provider aspect for those who are under the emperor's care. On the flip side, a flaming serpent is also thought to be a poetic way to say a venomous snake. Their bites burn, and the flesh turns black and dies. But medicine can be made from snake venom, so it's really a matter of perspective whether it's seen positively or negatively. Beyond that, snakes have been associated with both the male and female. This is due to the shape of their bodies and the way their mouths look when open. Though I've more often seen female connections made than male. Snakes live in water or caves and protect sacred spaces. They're like griffins in that way. Snakes have no eyelids and so are forever watchful. In Christian mythology, the devil is said to take the form of a snake and teaches Eve, woman, forbidden knowledge. The snake, then, is of this world, but has access to the other. The Emperor at the bottom right, from Shadowscapes Tarot, expresses pretty much everything I've talked about so far. He has the more traditional symbols of Ankh and Orb. His clothes are red like the Smithwaite Emperor, in alignment with his ruler Mars. Behind him is a stone wall engraved with the world's creatures. This shows a form of dominance over natural elements. He's part dragon, another kind of flaming serpent. I assume dragons are typically associated with fire in the western part of the world, but I see them as being a blend of all the elements. They breathe fire, fly through the air, live underground, and often near bodies of water. Here, this reflects how the Emperor is the sum of all the Tarot's kings combined. He is rooted to the ground, again solid and stable. This also implies that he is one with the land, that he has grown from it like everything else, and their fate is one and the same. He has earned the right to govern it. As much as humans hate to admit it, they do need some form of leadership. The question is he worthy of this position? At the bottom left is the Emperor from Children of Ostara. With him, traditional symbols get a natural twist. The mountains and river are still there, but his throne is no longer composed of rigid straight lines. He's a thistle spirit and wears purple instead of red, a combination of warm and cool colors. This used to be reserved for royalty because of how rare it is in nature. He was built purple, made royal, and so has a natural ability to rule. His body is covered in nicks and scars, and he holds a sword instead of a scepter. This, combined with the skull at his knee, shows that he is more than a figurehead. He has fought and conquered, to get to where he is, to hold his place, to protect his charges, etc. He keeps his foot on the orb, expressing a harsher dominance than the others. It's similar to how he swapped the scepter for a sword. A scepter is primarily a symbol. A sword is for taking action. His authority is backed by battles won. I doubt he got all those scars by falling into a thicket. Maybe if he was upside down, I may think so. There isn't much else to say on the Emperor. These cards all have unique vibes, and I did find nuances in their depictions. But the Emperor is upfront and succinct for the most part, so there isn't too much to uncover that's outside of the norm. If you have your own thoughts to share, you're welcome to leave them in the comments and get a conversation started. Thank you so much for listening. May you be the emperor of your own life and rule justly. See you next time.